I don't know necessarily if I have the greatest start, but I wanted to ask just a little bit about playing the two forwards, but playing Danny and Jordan together. Is that something that you need?
We're going to consider.
Yeah, well, you're up against the wall here,
yeah.
so
Everything's on the table. When we watch this film and we, debrief with the coaching staff, did we create enough with one forward? Yeah, probably to score, yes. But when Danny came on, certainly the game was opened up a little bit, and Jordan was effective on the right-hand side, so it's something we're going to consider.
Brian, do you say anything to the players just in terms of finishing? It sounds like Jordan talked to us. You created enough chances. So, or do you feel you created enough, and what was missing?
I thought we created enough chances. I mean, look, it's either a technical play, it's a positional where, enough numbers in the box, but where are the numbers in the box? Was it the tactics? I think we got a lot of the tactics right. It's just various things on different, plays during the match. If you look at, Yaimar's header, Christian's header, those were all good chances in the first half based on set pieces, which we put an emphasis on. I think we neutralized a lot of their set pieces. So, there's a lot of things we did right, but obviously they're in charge.
There was on those set pieces where they were close. Do you then clip that film and watch that, and then do that in practice? Technically, the turning
we
of the
do
head.
all that. Yeah, for sure. We're working on a lot of attacking movements all week long.
There was that opportunity with intricate passing that Paul Rothrock had in front of goal. Is that something that you need to see more of? Is that little intricate passing?
Well, it's combination play, and we've been working on that a lot. There again, Paul, the last technical piece, he gets it on frame. Chances are he beats the goalkeeper. He's in tight, just inside the 18. We talk about early balls along the floor, behind the back three. We talk about shots from distance. Christian's shot from top of the box with his left in the second half. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things that we're going to emphasize.
You talked about everything being on the table. When you have a penalty specialist like Andrew Thomas in your bench, what kind of holds you back from maybe using him as a sub at the end of a game or something like that?
I'll remind you guys again that Steph Fry saved Michael Bradley's PK in 2016. Recent history, last year he saved 2 against Houston. One he got called because he stepped his foot off the line, but he saved 2. And so really it's a choice, not just in the penalty kick shootout, it's the entire game. What's the messaging? How do I go about that? Steph's had a lot of penalties, and the stats are going to go down, when you have more attempts, because most of the time the goalkeepers are at the disadvantage. So when Andrew has a longer history, let's see if he can continue that. Okay? So what do I do in the next penalty kick situation? I'll let you know. But, as of right now, Steph is starting, and he's very good at his job.
Brian, since you took over this team in tournament style, one-off do-or-die games, it's had a pretty decent record. What about that mentality in the do-or-die, win-or-go-home situations do you think makes your teams good in that regard?
Well, that's always been good. I mean, again, I reference back to 2016. I mean, it was an experienced team, learning along the way with Zig, what the messaging that he had, adding my 2 cents worth, having guys like Christian, Jordan be here for a long time, Steph be here for a long time. You get new players, Raul, Nico, João Paulo, they all have the same attitude. I think the club's done a really good job of recruiting good soccer players, but also good soccer players that have the right mentality. Guys that I like, guys that'll fight, guys that'll work, guys that can overcome adversity. All the things that you need to win championships.
Just hearing you kind of list off those guys, has your approach to these win-or-go-home games changed over the year? Maybe even relying more on the leadership of players in that regard to what you're talking about?
No, but we'll poke the bear. We'll say, hey, look, Albert, we need a little more, and hey, Zeus, we need a little more, and Jackson, we need a little more, and Yaimar, you got to get that on frame. I'll poke all of them. for sure.
You know, I don't want to put too much on the goalkeeper situation, but I just want to get your thoughts on what are the downsides to making a change like that late in the game. Is it a messaging? Is it a physical thing? Like, what would be let's just assume that they're equal otherwise. Like, what would you...
Well, there's no guarantee that Andrew can come into a game where he's not warmed up, fully warm into the game. He's going to do everything in that situation to help the team win, for sure. I have no question that Andrew can come in and do the best that he can. But sometimes the goalkeeper that's been involved in the game, the entire game, sometimes that's maybe a better choice.
Brian, defensive. I know you went to penalties, so they didn't score. But defensively, there's a couple mishaps there.
There was one.
One big one.
Yeah, it's just
Concern on that.
Well, no, I'm not concerned because Yaimar was excited to play. He wanted to make a play. You know, he won't make that mistake again.
Brian, it felt, and I want to get kind of your opinion on it, that maybe Obed wasn't as involved offensively, that maybe they kept him in.
I didn't think it was his best performance that he's had all year. I don't think so, but he'll clean up some of the technical stuff. He's still a super talented player, big part of our squad and how we do things. Again, the ground that he and Christian cover and the active defending and the counter pressing. You know, he made his mark in the game, just maybe not in some critical moments like we've seen him before.
Brian, kind of taking a little bit of Jackson's question. You've coached a lot of big playoff games. What have you learned just in terms of how much you poke that bear, how much you don't?
Well, you do. I mean, look, we address, since you guys want to bring up the penalties, we address the penalties. I talk to the guys. And, you say, Alex, hey, what did you learn from that situation? Because regardless who's in goal, if you miss 3, you ain't going to win. I can guarantee you that. So we need to do better there. And that conversation is, again, on the players. It's on myself, how I chose the order, what I saw during the week. Bringing Danny on, it's another one. Was he warm enough? Was he into the game? Did he really have the flow of the game? Jordan had just got knocked. He got kicked at the end of the game, and how do I balance those two? In that sense, Danny came in, was a little, didn't make his penalty, so.
Ryan Kent, last couple guys, didn't get onto the game day roster. That
was a last-minute discussion between us. He had said he was unclear. He couldn't really explain it exactly in detail, but just funny sensations when he was sprinting at his top speed. And so since it was a 3-game set, I thought, let's just make sure that he's fully confident. So another full week of training, he'll be in the squad.
Brian, obviously you're focused on your game, but has there anything that stood out from the first round of games there from the Western Conference side that, you might think of?
No. I mean, look, Hollingshead, plays the ball across the middle of the goal in a dangerous spot and it goes in. Own goal. I wanted my guys to put the ball in dangerous spots sometimes. Sometimes we're too, we want to score the perfect goal, but let's get the ball in and around the 6-yard box, see what happens. A little bit of chaos.